You back up in the building. What's good? The mighty No Strings. Oh man, my eye a little banged up tonight, a little under the weather. You know, I got to throw the glasses on. I ain't trying to be they gonna try to say I'm trying to what they say about 50 Cent. I'm a computer tech. I ain't trying to be a computer tech. I had to put my damn glasses on because my eye bothered me. What up? Everybody say what's up to cousin Torian. No Strings is in the building. What up, Torian?
What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. It's been a long, short week, but I'm here, ready to talk my ish, ready to have some fun. You know, it's what is it? Gay straight.
Fun part
podcast.
is questionable. Fun is gonna be questionable tonight. I don't know if we're gonna have fun tonight.
Oh Lord, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some good laughs. And we're gonna point some fingers at some people and hide our hands.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Well, let's get it done then, man. They said I've been neglecting the bird of the week. I kind of have. I watched the last couple shows. I guess I was. I hope everybody had a good I was gonna say Thanksgiving. Damn. I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. We were off Valentine's Day week, so hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's out there. Hopefully y'all had a good time. Didn't spend too much money. A lot of my homies were complaining that these restaurants out here, man, you know how they do. You want to go to a nice place, they gonna hit you with we got a specific menu, right? We got a menu that's just this. This is the courses that we serving. It's gonna be $150 a plate, and we gonna need that credit card to put a deposit down. That's what the homies was telling me. So yeah, it's wild out here in these streets for Valentine's, but I think we got through it, though, man. So let's go here. Did you do anything specific for Valentine's before we take off, Torin?
No.
Okay. Torin was out here sad.
Begging for love.
All right, let's get this bird popping. Let's go. Let's go, man. We going right here to the IG. A hairdresser. What city is this in? Did it tell me what city this was in? Guess they don't got the city up. I don't know what city this was in. Pennsylvania. They gave me the state. Pennsylvania hairstylist, so they ain't get too specific, but she kind of low-key dumbed out on this lady, and we're gonna get right to the situation. We're gonna talk about Clifton Powell and that roundtable. We're gonna get to that, but let's get this bird out the way real quick. Here we go.
I've been doing hair since I'm 14. So in the 24 something years of doing hair, this is the worst I've ever seen. Really? Yes. Because let me tell you why it's the worst. It's the worst because number one, you haven't had a haircut in over 15 years. Mm-hmm. And number two, you put box color on top of it. Mm-hmm. So how long have you been box coloring the hair?
8 years ago.
Okay. So you see all of this here? You see all of this here? All of this you can see through here? That's all got to go. That as women of color, we hold on to length, and you don't realize you're holding on to the length, but it's not healthy. Mm-hmm. So you're holding on to dead length. Right.
Okay, let me stop it there, because this is where I started seeing when this kind of went viral a couple days ago, people in the comments. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Torin, because I saw Torin was in the comments somewhere on here. But people were upset because they were like, did the client sign up not only to be lectured, but to be lectured on tape? You know what I'm saying? While being recorded for this lecture. You dig? Like,
I'm assuming so. Maybe she didn't know what she was signed up for, but
yeah, you signed up for this lecture when you got in this chair.
Right. She probably was like,
And it didn't end there. Here we go. She catch some more of this work.
This much off. This all dead, baby. I'm watching a movie right through it. It's dead.
Can we see like here?
It's not about what we could do. It's if I could get it straight enough to cut it. This is how bad it is. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. If I could get you silky enough or straight, just not even silky, straight enough for me to cut it. If I could get it straight enough for me to cut it, then we could sit and look and have that discussion.
Right.
But I can't if you like it's gonna take me even longer. And had you not did the box color this part.
Okay, let me stop it there because I don't know enough. Of course, obviously, I got my wife and my daughters. But a lot of people I saw in the comments, they were saying, Torian, well, if that's your professional opinion, that's what she should do, but she's the client, right? Mm-hmm. Shouldn't you give her what the hell she wants?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what's your responsibility as a hairstylist, whatever, the beautician, whatever you are? This is my duty as a professional here, but this is what this person's telling me that they want done.
Yeah, you're supposed to always go about what the person wants, the client wants.
Yeah. Maybe she could have told her, hey, I'm going to do this. Here's the reason I probably would stay away from it. Let's see what happens, though. Right?
Right.
Yeah. She went on like a whole rant, though.
And it was like, in a way, like humiliating. Yeah, let's get that out. Yeah.
You have a mini stroke?
Because it's just like, you didn't have to be all harsh. Like, it's dead. It's like watching that movie. Like, what? Hold on now. You get too carried away now. Now, I just asked for some advice, some help. Not for you to be just talking trash. But like, look at the length. The length is there. Like, regardless if you saying so.
But she's saying the hair is dead, though.
It don't look like that from the video.
She's been doing hair for 14 years. How long you been doing? I mean, since she was 14 years old. How long you been doing hair?
Yeah, and all 14 of them years ain't all being credited. Like, how long you been licensed for? Like, when did you go to actual school for this? You know, like, yeah, everybody can say they was doing hair. You know, that was just braiding, but you wasn't like really being knowledgeable about hair and how to take care of it and all that. You was just braiding hair. So I've been doing hair since I was 14. Yeah, braiding. But you went out here perming and treating people hair, bringing hair back to life and all that stuff. Like, so same with all that.
Yeah, I just
about that damn chair.
You would have came up out of there?
Yeah, quick as hell.
Like, all right, I'm good.
Take off me, so I get the fuck up out of here.
I'm gonna go somewhere else because all I asked for you to do is one thing, and you didn't came in here and gave me a whole lecture, told me my hair dead. I need to cut it. At one point, she was like, we basically got to go. Basically, I think she was saying like bald, not bald, but she was saying they got to cut it all the way down.
No, yeah, the girl like, wait, what? Like all the way? She like all the way. Like what?
Oh,
like no. Nigga, like all that hair is not dead. Like I know what dead hair looks like, and it's like what she was kind of saying. Like you can kind of see through it, but like it could be like at the bottom. Yeah, like I would say like maybe trim, maybe 4 inches, 5 at most.
Right.
And most like hair people would tell you like it just starts with just trimming little, like you take a big trim and then like you just keep coming into me and then we'll get it right. Like what's to say like you gotta cut all this off? It's ridiculous.
We ain't trimming nothing.
I don't think nobody who truly care about hair will ever tell somebody to cut their shit completely off.
Well, maybe she's saying this is start over. You got to start over. So let's just cut it off. And we'll
now
start
you got that much hair. Like you tell somebody that who probably had much hair as me, you know, versus somebody who had hair like that, I would not expect somebody to tell them like they got to cut their shit off all the way.
Ain't nothing we can do, Lord.
They dead ends. Like how you go from we got to get this much off, and then you like the whole thing off now. Like what? You just said this much. Now you said my whole head.
It's all out of here. It's all out of here. Okay, let's get to this, man. I don't know if you saw this. This is our main topic for tonight. You know, sometimes in our community, in all walks of life, in all different communities, But I always see it I see it in our community a lot, probably because I'm a part of the community, right? When I'm talking about the Black community, not shit, they're gonna try to put LGBTQ on me. That's Torian, that's the representative on the shit. Don't put that on over here. But I'm saying though, we do have, it's common to have conflict. I don't want to say conflict, but clashes, I'll put it that way, between the older and the younger generation. And sometimes it can be productive. It's a famous clip online where this is in like maybe the 60s or 70s, and you got like some teenagers and they are not talking crazy, but they are challenging older Black people, saying that we're gonna be the ones to do this because y'all ain't do it, da, da, da. And those people ended up being like, doing their thing, and then the people that came behind them in the 80s didn't think they was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna always be the younger generation because a little bit more vibrant, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just what up in here, man? Who we got? Oh, what up?
I ain't even seen the comments. Oh, Grand, what's up? Yeah,
Grand in here. Grand said he was down 400 for Valentine's Day. That's a cold world.
Oh wow,
that's a cold world.
Come over, shit.
Damn, Tori trying to pull up. But I don't know. Did you see the roundtable that went viral with actor Clifton Powell, aka Pinky from Friday?
No.
Okay, so this would be great. For those of y'all who haven't seen it, it's a lot of layers to this. Not only the conversation, but the people that are having the conversation, because the topic of the conversation was one convo, and then a separate convo started happening because they was like, well, the real problem in the community is, and you'll see what I'm saying here, Torian, when I play this. So let's watch this. Here we go.
Come on, but go ahead.
The one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say the name right, pop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, what our families did to us, all this, all that. But eventually, and I know why people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired, and, kind of like putting onto them like, hey, like, you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people have talked about like, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself.
Let me address that real quickly. For me, I didn't know fucking how.
Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens is too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by this.
Right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me. And that's what a lot of women have issues with.
I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said, I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Y'all overtalk me.
I'm gonna fucking overtalk you because you're talking out of
but you're not gonna disrespect me.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I am. I do. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I do.
I don't know it, nigga. I do.
I'm good. You don't know what the fuck you're.
There we go. It got spicy now, Tori. I told you.
And dude, he from he lived here in Houston, actually. This is crazy.
Who's that?
The guy talking. I follow him. I forgot his damn name.
Oh, okay.
Look.
So, but he was going in. He was going in on Clifton. Now there was. Let's start with the secondary conversation first, and then we'll get to like the substance of what they were actually talking about in terms of that whole, learning how to love, dealing with the trauma, waiting till you're older to try to then, come back. But a lot of people were having a sidebar conversation, Tori, and maybe it's apropos that it's just me and you tonight to have this goddamn convo shit. Because a lot of people were having a sidebar conversation saying that the real issue here was that, and I don't know how this man identifies, you might know better, but they just were assuming that he identifies as gay or part of the LGBTQ community. Yeah. And they were saying the real issue is that he was in there trying to have this conversation with Clifton Powell, and he was the wrong person to be having that conversation. And he didn't, because he, and again, they were just generalizing, just throwing shit out there. Yeah. Because he's gay, they were just assuming he wasn't raised by a man. He don't know what it is to da 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 da. And that's why he was disrespecting the elder. He was trying to talk, and Clifton was trying to talk. Let's go, Torian. Let's have this conversation. Let's go. I might turn into Pinky tonight. God damn it. Go ahead.
I ain't go nowhere. I ain't arguing with nobody. I know it's ignorance, and I avoid it. Okay. Just like all them, I'm surprised I didn't see this. When was this actually?
Like a couple days ago.
Oh,
Literally, like it came out like 2 days ago, maybe.
well, I guess I really have not been on social media like I used to. So yeah, but I just hate when they try to discredit queer folks and Black queer folks because they have all these assumptions and generalizations about who we are and how we've been raised and all that. Like, well, I mean, they probably just going by because he said he ain't talked to his father in 6 years, but maybe if that should be the reason why, but not you saying like, oh, it's his sexuality that he shouldn't be the one to have this conversation with people. But then also I could play devil's advocate and say like, yeah, because it's more so not the fact for him, it's the fact that for Clifton, he is ignorant enough to not be able to take information from somebody who he deems as unworthy of learning from or something. And that's example is what I'll never forget, like Nipsey Hussle, when he was saying that like he couldn't follow behind a gay Black leader. And I'm like, what? Like that's so stupid. Like, so it's people out here who truly believe that they're like superior to a gay Black man, with them being just a regular Black man, a hetero Black man. When they should really take heed, because I feel like I wish I remembered his name, the light skinned guy. But he brings in a lot more info and just clarity because like he sees both sides, you know, like because I'm pretty sure he has a lot of women friends, and so he can speak to what he sees from his own eyes, but then like what he also hears, and see experiences from his women friends. Whereas like Roy, you like to say that men and women can't be platonic friends. So some of them Black men probably never had truly a platonic woman friend. So they just want to throw out like, oh, he just speaking for women, or he can't tell me nothing because he gay. Like no, he can't help you if you just open your fucking ears and listen, like, and open your mind up and take in what he's saying instead of like trying to overtalk him and like cut him off. Like, just let him finish what he got to say real quick. And stop being so combative. Like that's what it seemed like. It seemed like he was really combative. And that reason could just be because it was a gay Black man telling him something, and he felt like, no, he can't be telling me this.
So I valid, right? I think it could be, but sometimes too though, when just men are having conversations that get heated, it just get like that. It don't mean that it's because any other underlying reason. It's just a heated conversation, you right? Or just because I elevate my voice, because they both kind of, because he got mad. You're not gonna overtalk me, and it was just like, hold on, I'm just trying to interject. Let me finish playing the rest real quick, and then we'll come back. We'll come back and talk about it some more. Let's play this is the aftermath after the blow up here.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm living. You can't tell me what the fuck I'm living, nigga. I'm living it right now. You cannot fix no shit that you don't even know what's happening.
I think there's a misunderstanding.
No, but he's generalized. You can't. No, listen, bro. Let me stop. This is what it is. Let's get to the truth of this. You can't fix no shit unless you meet somebody who is on another level to help you elevate to understand. I'm not indicting anybody. I'm telling you what the shit is. You can't fix some shit that you don't know about, bro. Yeah. You can't. And then you get there at 69 or 70 and say, I thought I was being loved all this time. That's what our parents have gone through, and that's why we all so fucked up right now.
There you go. Okay, so that's what Clifton was saying.
See, Clifton, I mean, the conversation very much did not have to be based, the argument didn't have to be based off of sexual orientation. It could just be that a lot of older men are ignorant.
And to be fair, I'm just talking about like what I was seeing, like when this was going viral, it was a conversation we're having now. I want to get back into just the substance of what he was saying, but I think a lot of sidebars I saw, like, hey, listen, a lot of my friends, a lot of the bros was talking about like, hey man, see, this is the problem. We got this sassy dude up here, that want to interject the OG, trying to give him some game about what he's going through. And see, this is and so I just wanted to bring that up and not act like I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? It was a conversation, because that was definitely a conversation that was happening online.
And that's just also conversation from people who, to me, are stuck on traditions and living through what they've been taught and told to live by, you know, like rules, and how like some older people like, oh, I don't know how these young folks moving like this, like it's just no respect. But it's like, no, like people are growing and learning that what so-and-so told us is not true. Like they were being blindly led by somebody with maybe not even malicious intent, but just it wasn't true. Like, no, I'm not gonna just like talk to you nice or not speak my truth because you're older. Like, no. Like if you're saying some wrong ass shit, some dumb ass shit, I have the right to correct you. I have the right to speak my voice. I'm not gonna cut my voice in the name of respecting my elders.
Yeah, like, and so just to push back a little bit on that, Torian, is I think that's where some of the difference in the generations come in. Just because I understand what you're saying in theory, but I just think that like my generation, for example, for those that's wondering, I'm in my early 40s. When I was coming up, we were taught, even if an older person is wrong, it's a way that you disagree with them. And I'm not saying that this young man was out of line for this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general, right? That if you are going to disagree with someone that's older, it's a way to disagree, right? Without just MFing them and talking crazy and just totally disrespecting them or just saying you wrong. It's like, hold on now, because you may feel like you're right now, but when you get their age, you may have a different perspective, right? And so, like, I think we can all agree, Torian, you're in your early 30s now. I think we can all agree, right? Both you and me, and whoever's watching, shout out to the chat. Y'all can jump in as well. I think we can all agree that however we felt in our early 20s about whatever topic, we may have a different or a slightly altered view of that now at a different age in our life, whether that's love, relationships, finance, whatever it is, right? Like societal, different things in society, our politics might change as we get older. Like sometimes change, like time brings about change, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I mean, I see that. And I mean, I don't go around like just disrespecting all my elders, you know, like it's I mean, you have to have like a discernment of like who is full of shit and who is like has, you know, good intentions and they just like wrong. So if it was somebody who truly just like had good intentions and was kind of like just misspeaking, like I will come at them kinder, you know, like kindly. Like,
Right.
But it's somebody like him who he started cussing first. So it's like, hold on now, nigga. Like, watch who you talking to, because I'll beat your old ass. Like, I'm gonna prepare and knock your old ass down. And it's just, but it's for me, because I have run-ins with like older cousins and all that shit, and it's just be like they get stuck in their ways, and then expect that you just abide by them being stuck in their ways instead of like me challenge you to do better. Like, no, and I think it is a shift that's been happening, and like, yeah, you go learn as you get older, but at some point, like, I feel like this generation, like my generation, I feel like we've been becoming more, and even you, like, you're a lot more aware of things early on, whereas like you're not going to be battling the things that your father or your grandfather battled. Yeah, like trying to mature as you get older. Like now we see what's going on, but like with Clifton, he was just saying like it has to be age that makes you be able to see whatever you need to see. Like, no, that's laziness on your behalf. Like, and that's what kind of the light-skinned guy was saying. Like, you don't have to have somebody to show you the way. Like, you know you need to do better. So why don't you just do better for yourself?
But I think, and I'm gonna play it again now from the top. But I think what Clifton is saying is that Clifton Powell, aka Pinky, what he was saying is that he didn't know that he thought that he was doing better. until now that he's in his 60s or early, whatever, late 60s. Let me play it though. Let's play it from the top. One more again. Let's go.
Eventually, and I know why people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you know, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired, and, you know, kind of like putting onto them like, hey, like, you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people have talked about, like, you know, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself.
Let me address that real quickly. For me, I didn't know fucking how to
love. Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens.
Okay, so see, I think this is where it went left though, right here, Torian, because now Clifton did, if you want to say cut him off, fine. I just feel like he was interjecting and just to say, hey, I understand what you're saying, but I didn't even know. And he jumped in, and I think this goes to maybe your point that maybe Clifton, I don't know if he got sensitive, but maybe he took it. I don't think let me just say, I think the young cat was taking a shot when he said it, even though he said he wasn't. I think he was taking a shot, but I think Clifton could have received it better. Let's just play it and we'll come back and we'll talk.
This too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by this.
Right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but let me.
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me. And that's what a lot of women have issues with.
I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said, I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say he said the fuck.
Said, yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like the young cat, he
triggered Clifton.
But see, I don't think he triggered Clifton though. I just think that he was talking, and see, this is what I'm saying, Torrin. This is how the conversation online turned into who's masculine, who's more masculine type of a conversation, right? I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying like this is how it turned there, because I think a lot of dudes were saying, a lot of straight men, I'll put it that way. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of straight men were saying, bro, that's just like, just because somebody cursed, that don't mean that they were cursing at you. He was just saying, yo, I'm right here, right the fuck now. Let me, I think but again, both of them could have internalized everything different.
Yeah,
I understand.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
see,
that is true.
Look. See what I'm saying? I'm with Shay. That's just how Clifton, and I think that's what Cass was saying. That's how older OGs talk. He wasn't saying it to disrespect the young cat. He was just talking. You know what I'm saying? And then the young cat turned up, and when he turned up, now Clifton felt like, oh, you turned up, I'm gonna turn. You know what I mean? And so now it's just ego.
But at the same sense, it's like you gotta respect your elders. But how about you respect the youth?
I'm with you on that. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, I come from a generation where, like, let's just talk about like in sports, coaches. I come from a generation where like coaches talk crazy to us. We couldn't get water. They cussed us out. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Right. And we never bucked back at the coaches. Right. Just because that was just the way it was.
No, because y'all was pussies.
It was just the way that we were told that this is coaching, right? And so we didn't buck. There's now none of that is accepted anymore. That's looked at as, some relic, some dinosaur shit. And you know what I'm saying? You can't, because now it's, hey, if he talks to me like, I ain't gonna let him talk to me like that because I ain't no punk. And we never looked at it like I'm a punk for being talked to like that. It was just, it's discipline. I'm getting structure, and it just kind of is what it is, right? Yeah. But now it's looked at as, because I don't know this gentleman, but I think a lot of time younger folks, especially when the cameras are on, Torian, they feel like if somebody talks to them a certain way, I can't let people see such and such talk to me like that on camera.
No, yeah, they watching how they are perceived, like, no, they ain't finna see me be no hoe.
Right.
I ain't get it without no clap back.
Yeah. No, he ain't talk to me like that because I got my shit back off. And it's like, it ain't even about that. But okay, let's just play it from this point right here.
This too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by this.
Right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but let me.
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me. And that's what a lot of women have issues with.
Because I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said, I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Y'all overtalk me.
I'm gonna fucking overtalk you because you're talking out of line.
But you're not gonna disrespect me.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking
I
about.
am.
I do. Love it.
I do.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, I do. I do.
There you go. So Clifton is saying he just learned how to love at 60.
Right, which is so sad. Like, oh my God. Like,
and look, I haven't watched the whole thing, so I don't know if he expounded upon that and like what he meant when he said he just learned how to love at 60. Because I'm actually intrigued into like hearing like what he means by that. Because I don't even know what that, like, I just learned how to love. Because he was doing something that he considered love before 60. I think you would agree with that, right, Torian? He was
doing, yeah.
So what did he learn that like, oh, that wasn't, I wasn't loving people then. This is how, I don't know what that is, so I would be interested in watching the rest just to hear that part.
That he saw his ass was going to be alone, he was gonna die alone, so he finally was like, let me get my shit right, let me listen to what these women been telling me. And that's exactly what it was.
On another platform, I put out it's a clip out there somewhere on the internet of me on another platform, literally like maybe 2 weeks ago, Torian, I promise you, where I was literally saying, and I know this kind of contradicts what I've been saying to this point, where I said, I don't cut old people slack. Because a lot of old folks, what happens is people get old, and then you know what they do, Torian? They try to get into heaven all of a sudden now. And they try to act different. It's like, no, nigga, you've been an asshole for this whole time. And now you're going to try to sneak your way into heaven. This last 10, 15 good years you got left, you finna try to straighten up now. Like, no, you was an asshole for 50 years. Fuck out of here.
No, and I will call them out. I call all my people out. I call my dad out. He was trying to complain about hearing cursing in music. I'm like, nigga, I know this ain't the same nigga who had me listening to "It's Some Hoes in This House" when I'm fucking 8 years old. Like, I know this ain't the same man telling me this too much vulgar in this song. Like, no, get out of here.
Yeah. Real talk. But listen, I think that's a part. Look, man, I'm in my early 40s and I'm already sensing my mortality. So I can't even fathom how it's going to be when I'm in my, knock on wood, if I get to my 60s, 70s, 80s and beyond, because I'm sensing my mortality now. You know what I'm saying? And so I can only imagine how it feels to be in your 60s or 70s, right? And how much time is behind you, and looking forward, you got time, but it's some finality coming, right? And so, yeah, I think it's natural to want to feel like you're doing things right. But all I'm saying, I think you would agree with this, Torian, that don't erase the hell you raised for the last 40, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like Clifton said he just learned how to love at 60. No, okay, fine. But what about all that you left behind you when you didn't know how to love? Like
all the time, women's time that you wasted.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean?
I'm sure you probably took some women prime, their real childbearing time away.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's what I feel like the light skin guy was trying to get at. Like, you at 60 and 70 realizing this now, but like we gotta find a way to get these men to realize it now. In their 20s, in there, some shit from birth now. Like, how can we get these kids to be grown up right?
Yeah,
and not be stuck in that mindset of, oh no, this is gonna come with age or whatever he was trying to get out. I'm gonna have to really watch that full thing because that was interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just natural that you grow and evolve. Like, that's why I think I think it's healthy for young people to have relationships growing up. When I say relationship, I'm talking like even high school, because I know some people that don't allow their kids to date in high school, which that's your right. I disagree with that, just because I think it's important, just as you evolve as a person, that you have those experiences as dating young at this age, now dating at this age, dating at just so you understand, right? That like, okay, yeah, here's what I thought. Because, you know, at whatever age you are right now, whoever's watching this, whatever age you are right now, trust me, deep down, you think you know everything, right? The problem is that 5 years from now, you're going to think you know everything, right? And you think you could, and at that point, whatever you thought you knew before, you thought, oh man, I thought I knew everything. Now I know everything for real, right? So it keeps growing, you know what I mean? And so the one constant in life is change. And you know, you grow and evolve, man. Like me and my wife have been together now for a long time. Me and my wife have known each other since we were literal kids, right? Junior high. And we've changed as people, right? Like we're still like at our core, we're still the same. But there are some things that like now in my 40s that, you know, I can definitely say that I've changed. And she has as well. She's evolved and changed as a woman, as she's matured as a mother. She's seen more. She's put up with my crap for how long she's put. Whoa, relax. She's put up with me for how long she's put up with me. So, you know, that's, you know, and so I think that's natural. But to what the young man was saying, and I agree with you, Torian. And I always see, I get in trouble for saying what he said, Torian. And that's so I gotta say this, F it. I feel like sometimes I'm a heterosexual man, and I feel like sometimes, Torian, the things that I say, people dismiss it because I'm a straight older man now. But when somebody that's queer or LGBTQ says it, they take it as, because he said a lot of the same shit that I always say. Is they're like, hey, bro, because people always, because he talked about, y'all talking about this counseling. Hey, man, y'all ain't got to wait for all that. You could have did that by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I say that all the time. Motherfuckers want to wait till they get in a relationship and then start talking about, oh, I need to go to counseling. Nigga, do that for yourself. You knew you was fucked up 10 years ago.
Right.
Don't bring somebody else into this now. And then on the back end of that, he like he said, hey, like you said too, Torian, this whole thing of y'all just gonna wait till you get 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. No, bro, you need to like reflect now. And shout out to him because he said, I don't know how old he is, but he ain't talked to his family in 6 years and he's moving on. He's not caught up in, oh, well, this is why I'm going through issues in my life because my mama don't like me, my daddy don't like. At a certain point, you just gotta just say, hey, the circumstances are what they are, Torian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to deal with it as it comes. I always say this, me and Lionel, I wish Lionel was on here right now because me and Lionel sometimes clash when I say this. Me and my wife clash when I say this. I firmly believe this though to my core. Happiness is a choice. I believe happiness is a choice that you wake up and you make every single day. What Shay say? He yelled, I don't give a F and slammed the table. He turned up first. Clifton was a gas and then matched. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like he matched the energy. But go ahead though, Torian. My fault. I was politicking right there.
No, I don't know what I was gonna say. You asked the question. What did you say?
No, I was just saying just to expand upon the whole thing of like what I was saying that like the young man was saying that like what's the answer, right? Like how do we? I know you agreed with it that we need to catch this stuff sooner.
No, like, you were speaking that nobody listens to.
Oh, to me, yeah, as a straight man, I feel like they don't listen to me when I say some stuff.
That's because y'all niggas be on some fuck boys.
You see what I'm saying? As a straight man, when
I mean, it's also just discernment. It's discernment. Like I feel like they be listening to black men. Like you can't be saying they don't listen to straight black men. Yes, they do.
Nah, they don't.
They do. And the ones
I literally heard
maybe not the ones who are aware who have smarts, but like those black straight boys do be listening to y'all. They be following along y'all lines and they follow rules that y'all set, you know. Or even some of them do go against it now because they do be wanting like a little bit more creative freedom with expression, where I'm hinting at like the nail painting and all that shit, like stuff like that, like where some older folks still like, nah, that shit gay. But you had some hetero who like, no, this is just how you express yourself now. Like we have more variety to do things. So it's just the ones. Not everybody will listen to y'all, or they will, but they take it with a grain of salt, and y'all just mad about that. But it's like, shit, y'all got a history of fucking not doing right.
See what I'm saying? I heard, how many chat rooms I've been in where or Twitter spaces where I've heard people say, shout out to my sister, I'm gonna get my sister Naomi in here, where I've heard people say that straight black men are the white people of black society. That's insane to me.
I mean, y'all are.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Let me get Naomi in here. She gonna probably agree with you too.
Y'all push the same shit that white folks push onto.
See what I'm saying? What up, Nay? Everybody say what's up to my sister.
Hey y'all, happy No Strings Day. Finally back up in this thing. I hope y'all doing great.
Yeah. What up, Nay? I know Nay be feeling like that straight black men be sometimes on that. Are we the white people of black society of the black community?
Yeah, y'all definitely can be. Y'all definitely can.
It's the men of every
I just
race that is the whites of their shit, because they always be pushing this fucking pin of work.
I hate patriarch. That word is like a trigger word now, and like a lot of these little, like, especially a lot of these pro-black circles, you say that P word, people get really triggered.
Triggered in what way? Why wouldn't
They want to knock that down. They think that's a bad thing for our culture.
I think it's not something that's healthy and sustainable for the world, obviously. Because patriarchy is a dominated energy, right? So that's why we have this war and this genocide, and why we're not living in harmony with the land and with nature is because of patriarchy. If we were more in a matriarchal society, not just matrilineal, because I think that there is kind of like an emphasis on the woman's line, even like in Black culture, but I still feel like, yeah, there's prominence and importance there. But in a more matriarchal society, it's more about the group as opposed to the individual, right? So you're thinking more about things on a collective level instead of just like me, I. And so when you are coming from that space, it's like, okay, so you're thinking about the children, you're thinking about the earth, the land that we live on differently, right? So that's all that is that like patriarchal is just not sustainable or healthy.
So I would argue that in the Black community specifically for the last 30 or so years, I think it's been super matriarchal. I mean, like...
Well, I said it's matrilineal.
Okay.
Because the woman line is very important, but there's still very much a disrespect of the women. So that's not like it's just fully matriarchal. So it can be, because especially, yeah, like you said, in the past few decades,
yeah,
the Black family has kind of been restructured to where, like, yeah, women are doing a lot of the things, leading a lot of the things. They're the one who had to stay present and do a lot of the work. So yeah, so naturally it would be.
And I'll say this too, because I'm a little bit older than y'all, just a little bit, Torian. Fuck you. So I'll say this: like I did see on my old school Black folk shit, right? I did see a bunch of the pawpaws were always looked at as mean. They were always perceived as mean, like, because what they did was work and provide. That's what they knew, is work and provide. And what their spouse did, what their partner did, what their wife did is exactly what you just said, Naomi, is they made sure everything else, that everybody came together. They made sure that the kids, once they were grown, that they came back and we did this for the, you know what I'm saying? Because the granddad he knew work. You know what I'm saying? That's what he knew from a young age, is you got to get your ass up there and go to work. I got to earn money, and then I get this money. That's why I tell everybody, man, if y'all never watched Fences, I love Fences. Fences is one of the great movies. The play is even better. Fences is unbelievable. But like that whole thing of I make the money, I'm going to keep a little bit in my pocket just so I can go have a drink. The rest I'm giving to her. and you do, and you bring in the whole thing, right? So like that's why I believe. That's why I'm saying, like, I think American Black society. I mean, I don't know a time in my lifetime where it hasn't really been. What you say? What you call it?
I was talking about the matriarchy, but then I was also talking about being matrilineal.
Lineal. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say? Hold on. Okay, let me bring it back real time, because I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've been following us, Naomi, but this is what we're talking about right now. It was a roundtable with the actor Clifton Powell. Y'all may know him from a lot of movies. He's one. This is what we didn't talk about, Torian. He might be one of the greatest Black villains in the history of Black cinema. I don't know who plays a Black villain better than Clifton Powell. Let me just give you some roles. He dropped a dime on Kane in Menace to Society. He was the one who gave the tape when they shot. So that's what he did on that. He was a scumbag on what's the movie where with
Ray?
Huh? Oh yeah, he was. Well, yeah, he ended up hustling Ray. He was stealing money from Ray. Wasn't he in Set It Off?
I don't know that he was.
No, he wasn't in Set It Off.
Because
No,
that was Blair Underwood.
Yeah, no, but it was another dude though that ended up sleeping with Frankie, but that wasn't him. No, that wasn't him. I was gonna put that on him.
Older.
I ain't gonna put that on his jacket. He got enough on his jacket as it is. He played one of the great guest star roles in an old TV show called Rock, where he was like a local drug dealer and came in and like, man, he was on there for like 3 episodes, messed up the whole community. He did a great role in that. There's something that somebody put up where he got a role where he had Pam from Martin giving him top, where he was being a villain. She owed some rent or something. That nigga's he's one of the great villains in TV cinema. Or Black cinema.
I saw his name. All I thought about was Bones. I don't know if you know that Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Shout out to him. But here he goes, though. He was at a round table and it got heated, Naomi. I don't so let's bring this back and here we go.
But go ahead.
So the one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say the name right, crop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, what our families did to us, all this, all that. But eventually, and I know why people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? Mm-hmm. I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired and, kind of like putting onto them like, hey, like, you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people have talked about like, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself.
Let me address that real quickly. For me, I didn't know fucking how to
Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens is too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by this.
Right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me. And that's what a lot of women have issues with.
I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said, I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Don't overtalk me.
I'm gonna fucking overtalk you.
I'm good, but you're not gonna disrespect me.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking
about. I am. I do.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, I do. I do.
You don't know it, nigga.
I do.
There we go. We turned up. There we go. Turn it up. He was going, I'm pinky, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did get triggered at the 60 and 70 comment.
Right. See, I told you, Roy. That's what me and Roy.
That's the really
well, because he was trying to tell him, like, you're bringing up 60s and 70s. I'm 60 now. Let me talk to you about being 60.
Yeah, but I think he was already just saying, like, okay, but you've done harm for the last 40 years. So it's like, yeah, it's great that you're wanting to make this change or like, be better or see things differently. Now it's 60 years old, but it's like you definitely have missed the mark. Like,
I agree.
It's never too late to like do better and turn things around. But
damn, Shay was on my side at first. Shay didn't flip sides on me.
Right, I see. Yeah, Shay. Yeah.
Come on, Shay. You supposed to ride with me, Shay. I thought we was here. Yeah. I thought we was here, Shay.
And that's why we gotta watch the whole video too, because this clip
now,
can be
I wouldn't seeing the whole thing and like really get
because he goes on to say, Clifton Powell he goes on to say that he just learned how to love at 60. So he left a trail behind him that is crazy. I already know. We talking about you just learn how to love at 60, nigga.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not something that's uncommon, right? Like, it's like, look at your peers. What are the men around you doing, right? Like, that are around.
Whoa. Don't bring
Like,
wow.
just asking, like, what are
All of my homeboys are married. I only got
you don't be saying that.
I don't be seeing what?
Saying that all your homeboys are married.
I'm trying to figure out which ones are. I'm trying to think about like most. I would say 80%.
They are married.
Yeah.
Is it a like happy, sustainable relationship, or is it like where the woman is still taking a brunt of like the shit, and it's like, hey.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
How to love. Niggas will be 50 years old, been married for 15 years, and be like, yeah, I just found out yesterday. Like, what the
after my wife asked me for a divorce.
But see, no. You see how crazy this is? Because this whole conversation, this is why I want to switch it. I'm gonna ask you a question first, then I'm gonna throw a curveball in there.
No curveball, nigga.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, because I don't know what people's relationship is, right? Like they can present one way and internally it's something totally different. But with that being said, the assumption right now is that the man doesn't know how to love and the woman does. Like the woman could be going through this. A lot of women, I think Clifton Powell goes on to say this in a longer conversation, that a lot of women don't know how to love. So it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not straight black men who don't know how to love all the time. Like sometimes it's the other person who doesn't fully understand what their partner needs.
I
wouldn't put straight on it. I would just say black men don't know how to love.
Yeah, I would say, because all of this has to do with trauma. And I've been thinking about this for a minute, even as I've been like seeing my black men friends, right? Like the ones that are in my circle, the things they've been struggling with, even when I see the ones that are like dealing with different like abuses, even when it comes to like alcohol and things, because the things that are different from, you know, when we're talking about our grandfathers and those before, Clifton Powell, you know, being 60 years old now. And like what I was speaking to one of my friends about is that the black men, at least like in my generation now, this is the most freedom that black men have ever been able to have since our land has been conquered, and like our traditions and our histories were taken and rewritten, and we've lost so much. This is the most freedom that men have had to actually acknowledge their emotions, right? And then when we learn about like how trauma works, we literally hold the trauma of our ancestors up to 7 generations physically in our body. So that means that there are 7 generations before you, Roy, that like where black men weren't necessarily allowed to have that freedom or that space to like, you know, to think about love, to think about like emotions and how they're feeling, and like, you know, why that would matter, or like why that, you know, there just has not been the space for that in so long. And so I definitely recognize how black men are having to navigate that now. And even because I'm like, it's literally time for the divine masculine to rise. So it's like, there has to be those ones that are willing to break the cycles, that are willing to do the hard work, that are willing to like recognize. And like I said, it doesn't have to start too late. So even Clifton Powell being 60 years old and taking on this view now, and he could shift how he's going to show up as like a grandfather, and still how he's showing up as a father will still have its certain type of impact. But so when it comes down to like, you know, some black men not knowing how to love, I think is that, you know, there hasn't been the space for that in a while until now. And so there's a lot of learning. And like you said, it's like that for women too, right? Mm-hmm. Because even when I be talking to like my mom or my grandma, I was on 3-way with them, and they was like talking whatever shit about men, like whatever. Like my grandma was divorced. Like she went through shit, right? Like talking about like what the grandfathers did, like what the grandmothers had to go through, like what the women dealt with during these ages, during these times. You know, it definitely skewed my grandmother's perspective. And it's definitely affected how my mom sees shit. And I'm like, I don't agree with y'all. I'm like, I'm not there with y'all, man. But like, I'm like, I see things totally different, right? And I'm like, baby, I can heal that. Like, I don't have to hate men. I don't have to like feel like that men are like this way, that way, or whatever. And you can't, you know, yeah, I've decided like I'm not going down that same cycle. I'm like, cause yeah, I know what I want in my life. And so that's something that has to be intentionally done. And that's what this time and space is about, truthfully. I think it's literally having to relearn, recreate, like literally, shifting the templates for what we see family as, what we see as, you know, masculinity and femininity, and love and showing emotions and like being fully integrated in that.
But see, this is why I think, and I totally get everything you just said. But this is why I think, and me and Torrin having this conversation a bit ago. This is why I think sometimes I ain't gonna say you got to be quiet when you're young, but you should. How can I put it? Maybe temper down a bit your perspective. And I say because it is. I'm old enough now to remember when I was young, watching people in the 90s say, "This, I'm a woman of the 90s." And that was a big thing, being a woman of, because being a woman of the 90s or being a person of the 90s meant that you were bringing about this different change. And now you just talked about, because I think based on age, your mother would have been a woman of the 90s. And they still ended up with the same perspective that her mother is. So I'm just saying that sometimes you don't know what you don't know, or you don't know what's to come. And I think it's easy, I guess, to say, and I know you're not doing this, but I think it's easy for some people to say, them old MFs or that, you know, them older people, they messed up. It's easy, as we say in sports, to Monday morning quarterback it and like look and see what how they messed up and then go through it all, right? It's way more difficult to go through it yourself. And even though you can be doing as much as you think that you're doing right now, but trust me, as sure as I'm sitting here with a hat on and glasses on my face, 10 years from now, no matter what, your perspective is going to be different. Not saying it's going to be a complete 180, but you're just going to have a different, because like life is going to be like, you would have experienced more in life, whatever that is, that's to come. And that's the part that I think that we all got to kind of just sit back and just say, here's what I'm feeling right now. And I think Clifton Powell, maybe he took it too personal when he said 60, because he felt that kind of, you know, stung him a little bit. Like, nigga, I am 60. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, with age should come wisdom. And I always put the word should in there, because some people just say with age comes wisdom. I don't believe that. I say with age should come wisdom, because there's also a term out there called old fools, right? So it should come wisdom with it. And as you experience more in life, not sometimes, every time, perspectives change slightly as you go through more. You know what I'm saying? Like from 18 to 21, from 21 to 25, from 25 to 30, from 30 to 35. Like things just, you experience more, you see more, not only yourself, you see your peers experience more. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like that perspective on what you thought you were doing or what you thought was correct starts to slightly change and modify.
And I can feel that, but what do you say, like, let's say now I have become an adult and I look back and I'm like, wow, their perspective didn't change in the 40 years. Like they didn't really like have any growth. They've been doing the same thing. I'm like, oh, wow, they've been doing the same thing for decades, right? So it hasn't been no growth. They're very set, like, this is who I am. And I feel, yeah, that's something that Roy be saying, like, this is who I am. And it's like, oh, wow, really? And so I think what I would say to that, like, if you've been in an unhealed space when you were 20 and you're still in an unhealed space at 25 and at 30, and so like, yeah, you're going through an experience, you're getting your experiences and you're getting your things, but if you haven't really got down to the root, and I'm talking about like, I'm someone who does deep energetic healing, right? I am someone who does ancestral healing. And I've been doing a lot of things since I've been 25, right? I have access to a lot of things that my mother, my grandmother, that people in my line have not had access to ever. And so that's why I say I think that, because at the end of the day, I think that the generations that come after us have just as much to teach us as we have to teach them, right? So I don't think that you should never be ignorant enough as an adult that you can't think that you can learn from someone younger than you. I even think when that comes to your children, like my child teaches me so much, right? There's a lot of perspectives that he came, and especially when you're talking about children who are very close to God, right? They're most closely aligned in their divinity. So yeah, I think that it can be true. Like, of course, at the end of the day, we respect our elders, right? Even when they're wrong, even when they're wrong, like, because we give respect to that. Like, okay, you have been on this planet for 30 years, right? Or 30 years longer than me, right? You have a different type of experience. You have a different type of wisdom, and you have things that you have learned. But it doesn't mean you learn the right ways, honestly. It doesn't mean you learn the right ways and learn the right lessons, especially when it's like, where are the fruits of your labor? And I guess that's where I would like to see. It's like, okay, what do you have to show for all these years that you've really been on earth? Because it's like, if it's parroting certain talking points that's like missing a mark, still missing a mark, it's like, okay, like I could see, I see that. And maybe that's where you're able to learn from your elders still. It's like, okay, this motherfucker did it this way and they still, okay, I got it. They still,
still stupid.
I'm like, I'll do it. I'll do the exact got it. I'll do it the other way. Right.
No, that is very much true. Because I mean, no shade at my dad, but I be looking at him like, wow, okay, this is what I'm not gonna do. Like, this what it looks like to walk around unhealed still at this age. Like, let me not do that shit. Like, what you say you did again? Okay. What I was like, all right. Because
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you good. I'm sorry.
Shit. I feel
you see that? See how I conceded right there to the younger person? See how I did that?
Right, because you're growing, and we're so proud of you. It's like, wow,
it only took till you was 40.
Right.
At least it's not 60, okay?
Right, 60, 70.
You started at 40. Like, it's never too late.
You know, it's funny because, like, on this show, obviously I'm around younger people. I play basketball a lot, so I'm at the gym 5-6 days a week hooping, and those are people that are, I would say half of the gym is young enough to be my son. The other half are like a decade younger than me. I'm always like, if not the oldest, one of the oldest people in the gym. And like, I'm super cool with like sitting back and like listening, right? Because I understand, like, my dad used to tell me when I was a young kid, this is one of the like core memories I have from being a kid. Like, because I thought it was weird when he said it. Well, let me take it back. I didn't think it was weird at the time, but as I got older, I thought it was weird. Because my dad used to tell me when I was little, you're a good listener. And like at the time, it didn't mean anything. When I got older, like, why the fuck would he used to say that? You know what I'm saying? But like now, like I'm older and like I don't have a problem with listening to people say information. Now, I may just choose to throw it out as you're saying it, but I'm willing to listen to you and listen to like the perspective. It may or may not, in my opinion, be pertinent to me. But I'm fine with it. I think Clifton probably, and again, that conversation could have mellowed out. That's the part that went viral, so we're playing it for the obvious reasons, right? And that conversation could have become very productive. I don't know if it did or if it didn't. And one of the conversations that me and Torian had before you jumped on, Naomi, was that what I was seeing online is people were saying, well, here's the problem is that Clifton Powell, he is straight older man. And you got this young dude on here who's clearly LGBTQ and he's sassy and he don't want to listen to a grown man, straight man, give him some information, and so like that, it's like it's so many layers in this that like we can't even get to like what Clifton was actually talking about in the healing and the trauma and all that, because they having a whole sidebar conversation about, well, he's a gay man and this is a straight man and who, you know what I mean? It's like we can't even get.
And it's interesting. It was on my timeline. It was actually the opposite, where the straight men, they were like, we is not trying to hear what this light-skinned nigga got to say.
No. That's what I'm saying was on my timeline. That was on my timeline. They wasn't messing with the light-skinned cat. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So it's like we couldn't even have that conversation because they were just like, he's sassy.
Like even just being at the table, that is powerful in itself, right? For us to even be initiating these conversations so we can have these thoughts percolated on both sides, right? Because that's the point of a conversation, right? And you're trying to discuss certain topics. Like you don't even necessarily have to agree on both parts, but like on any of it, but still to like have those ideas and to turn them over and to really consider these different perspectives,
right,
is how you like can expand, right, at the end of the day. So even if it does get heated and even if it seems like somebody isn't listening, you don't know how somebody could feel about that shit after and be like, you know what, maybe, because I'm definitely someone, I could change my mind. I have no problem with like changing my mind, with changing a perspective. I learn new information all the time. I'm tapping into different things all the time. I'm always shifting. And becoming more enlightened and becoming more whole and coming back to my true inner self, right? So it's like, yeah, you have to kind of allow yourself to change your mind or to like have an expansion of your thought. Like, oh, I never even thought about it that way. That's a good perspective to bring in to where it's like, okay. And so that's why when you do kind of mix the ages, I think it can be very like beneficial, even though sometimes it will get stirred up because you definitely are coming from different types of generations. And so like the things are different. Like, because I tell y'all all the time, I'm someone, I be having the discussions, like same way I'll talk my shit on this podcast. Like I'm with my family, my 60-year-old, my 50-something-year-old, like uncles, aunties, like, I'll have these conversations and they could be mad at me and they think I'm the rebel. They think I'm the weird one. And I tell them like, bitch, I signed up to be in this family to turn things up. Okay. We're not just sweeping shit under the rug. We're not pretending like things aren't here. Like we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Right. And so I think it could be powerful to kind of like, that is a way that you can introduce healing into it when you start kind of bringing in other people's perspectives and you start considering, everyone. But it definitely has to be on all sides, right? Like it has to be respect given on all sides of it.
Agree. All right, let's get up out of here for the night.
Wait, I gotta add to that too.
Shit.
Well, not to what you were saying, but I feel like Black men when they get online and see shit that's like,
be careful, Torian.
That's targeting them, Black hetero straight.
Be
men,
careful, Torian.
that they get offended and they want to just attack. Because I had an instance on Twitter and it was like one of the moments when they were like, Twitter, they would just find a problem to argue, they find a problem, anything. And I literally was just like, wow, like, I just like, when I like biracial, my favorite type of biracial person is a person who mother is Black. Like, that's what I like, and I respect them more than like the other ones. And it was nothing. It was like a few days, and then I started getting like responses and like retweets, and it was just like, nigga, fuck you, like you're fucking and like you just like sucking up to them biracial people, all this other stuff. And it was all from Black men. And I was like, what is happening? They was like so mad at me. And I was like, why are they like so tricky? Like I just said, like, I prefer this person, but I was like, but I said it's the Black mother. That's what made me like. So they just feel like, I feel like now they feel like I was just, talking down on the Black man in that sense, because my favorite type is from Black women. On one of the mothers. I'm like, but I'm sorry.
That's
but
the
like,
most authentic one. And it's crazy because I had just seen one of my old tweets. Because it was when Young Jeezy and Jenny May, whatever the Asian
Jenny Ma, yeah.
baby been. And the baby was so white. And I was like, wow. I was like, I was like, babies that like have Black fathers, that like mixed children with Black fathers, they get little to no melanin because that power literally lies within the Black woman. Like other races aren't able to create that. So that's why you feel like that, because that's a T. And literally I was on a live the other day, and one of the elders was talking about that because I already knew about the Eve gene, right? And that, Black women do carry the genotypes to be able to create any other color, right? But once you're a white woman or once you're whatever woman, like you can only make that type of baby. Like that's it. And so it's like the Black men can kick in some shit, but that's not really the true melanin. And so of course, and that's part of it being matrilineal, right? And matriarchal is that when you have a Black mama, the mama is the one that's raising you. Like, especially the Black daddies that be with these non-Black women, like they not really giving them no, it's definitely not no fucking nigga shit kicked out over there. Like it's no Black.
This is a crazy conversation y'all are having.
This is you never know.
Next week, because that's.
Oh, this is definitely next week. This is a wild ass conversation, y'all.
Dang, Roy, like I'm finna.
Because I'm like, even when I think
y'all
about
having a wild ass conversation.
Even when I think about my best friend who has a white mama, she's definitely more white than Black. She didn't grow up Black. She didn't grow up on Black culture. She grew up on white culture. My best friend who's a Mexican, Mo, like she didn't grow up on Black culture, even though her father was in the house the whole time.
I'm cool with Mo Pops. I ain't gonna let y'all do that. Shout out to my guy.
Well, he didn't. It was like fully, like
shout out to my guy. That's my guy.
She came up Mexican, and so that's just like part of it.
She didn't
like,
come up. Whoa, I'm not going. Whoa. Shout out to my
Mo
guy.
would tell you she didn't even start getting like Mo didn't.
Well, he was just. Shout out to him. I'm not gonna let y'all do this.
It's okay. I'm like, I was there.
Oh, we going to war next week. Y'all tune in next week. We got a civil war coming in here next week, man. I'm finna let me call my man Cat. Matter of fact, I won't even call.
No, this is very.
You know what? I might have to call up. I might call up my man Chris Blake. He married to.
Already got a finger.
I might call up
to let him know, like, and then especially when I be seeing, it's so easy to breed out the Black. Like I've seen it happen to somebody, like, cause he was already he went and got with a white girl, like his baby is white, like his babies are white now. Like, wow, you really bled the nigga out like that fast. You bred it out. Niggas, and that's why niggas is the weakest link. and that's why the Black men be the weakest link. I'm sorry.
This is crazy. We just gonna leave y'all, man. He's going through some health issues, so let me leave y'all with this. Here we go. Peace, y'all.
That is Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. That is Gay Pride Month. Shout out to